Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel, and as you can see my hair desperately needs dyed again, and so I thought I would just show you how I do that. This is part 1 of 2 and it's basically the bleaching and the toning process, or how I do it anyway. I just wanted to film the wee introduction with my hair as is, just to show you how my hair looks before I start bleaching and toning it. Just so that you can see how it really looks, and then hopefully you'll be able to see the difference once I bleach it and then once I tone it. I wanted to show you up close the colour of my hair and of my root. So as you can see, it's quite black at the very root, and then it goes into like a yellow shade, and that goes throughout my hair. Usually I don't bleach all over my hair every time, because otherwise it damages your hair more. So I try and avoid the places like under here. So usually I have like a darker bit further on down, just so that it minimises the damage to your hair. Obviously bleaching is going to damage your hair, but this way it doesn't damage it quite as much. I think the last time that I dyed it was about 2 weeks ago, maybe less than that, but I didn't dye it very dark, so it didn't last as long. And also my roots are very yellow, and I think that's down to the last bleach that I used. The last bleach I used wasn't any good, and I wouldn't recommend it, but I'll talk about that later. Before I get started, I just want to cover a few bases, and these are a few things just to keep in mind before you bleach your hair or before you take on pastel hair. First and foremost, I am not a professional. I know everyone says this, but I really am not. I'm not a professional. I have no training, so please don't take my advice as gospel, because this is just what I do and what works for me. Second, there are dangers to doing this. Obviously it's going to ruin the condition of your hair. That's just what it's going to do. Also, please be careful. Bleach can obviously be very strong and people can have different reactions to it. What works for me might not work for you, so please do a little strand test before you do this to your hair, especially if you have sensitive scalp. Also make sure you do it in a ventilated area, and obviously bleach isn't very good for you, especially if you're inhaling it, so please make sure you open a window. Keep involved with pastel hair can be a bit of a nightmare. You have to bleach your hair quite regularly, which obviously damages your hair. There's no way avoiding that. The bleach I use is ammonia free, but even still you will be damaging your hair, and that means that you'll probably need your hair cut more often. Having said all of that, if it still doesn't put you off, just be brave and go for it. If it's really what you want, then just do it. It doesn't matter what people think. Everybody has their opinions. Some people will say it doesn't suit you, some people will say that you shouldn't do it, it'll damage your hair, which it will. But you know, if you've taken all that into consideration and you still want to do it, just be brave and go for it. I absolutely love my pastel hair, and yes, it is a hassle to try and keep it up, but it is totally worth it. The things that you will need are a box dye, or whatever type of dye you want. Some people use the peroxide cream and powder, they work just as well, but it's just personal preference. My favourite one is this Garnier Nutrice Truly Blonde, no ammonia lightener, and it lightens up to 8 levels, it says. I have used this before, and this tends to be my favourite one. You'll need a little mixing brush to help mix it together, and also to apply to your roots more easily. A regular bowl. I usually keep this one especially for all my bleach products, because you don't want to be eating out of that afterwards, but any old bowl will do. I usually use the big claw clips, but I can't find any of mine typically, so I'll be using these instead. And obviously you'll need a little comb as well, just to get right into the roots and to separate your hair. So I'm going to go ahead and start bleaching my hair, and I'll check back in later to give you a wee update. While I'm waiting for this to work its magic, I thought I might as well talk you through what actually is involved in the bleaching process. So like I said, I use the Garnier Nutrice Truly Blonde, and this is an anti-yellow formula, no ammonia lightener, lightens up to 8 levels, pure blonde anti-yellow conditioner for silky looking shiny hair, nourished hair, truly blonde. It doesn't seem to say a shade, but it does say D+++. And I've used this one before, and I found out of all of the ones that I've tried, this one is actually the best. Obviously everybody's hair is different. Mine's usually a very dark, almost black shade. I've pretty thick hair, and I find that this tends to lift it better than some of the others. I have tried a few, the likes of the Schwarzkopf and the Jerome Russell powder bleach and bleach peroxide cream, and they were good too, but out of the rest this tends to give me the best results. I find some bleaches tend to make your hair quite coarse, and also can give you quite a yellow tone. What I used in my hair last time, which I really don't like, and I'm just going to throw it away because it just did not work with my hair, I actually got from Sally's, so I was really disappointed. I had quite good expectations for this, and it just really let me down. and this is the cream peroxide for hair colouring and bleaching. I got 9%, which is 30 vol, and basically that's just the strength of the peroxide. And then I also got the dust free powder bleach XL blue. I think these were probably about £10 each. I got them from Sally's, thinking that obviously because Sally's is more of a professional hair care place, that they would give me a better effect and a more white shade, but actually I really didn't like them. Not just because it made my roots particularly yellow, more yellow than my other ones. I also noticed that in comparison to other bleaches that I've used, these made my hair really coarse and damaged it more so than other ones had done. I've been bleaching my hair for about a year now, and as I say, I'm not a professional, but in my opinion, for my hair anyway, I really didn't like these. It's great value, I suppose, but I'm just literally going to throw these out. Not only did it leave my hair feeling quite brittle and damaged afterwards, which obviously bleach is going to do, but I've bleached it for a year now, and I think out of all of them, I like this least out of all of them that I've tried. When you bleach your hair, you can expect to have a slight sort of sensation on your scalp that's kind of uncomfortable or slightly itchy, but with this it was really uncomfortable. I mean, it didn't feel like it was burning, but it was very uncomfortable. I did feel the formula sort of fizzing on my head a little bit as well, and it was just quite unpleasant to use. I also found that the smell was quite strong, so overall I really didn't like this. As I said, you can get it in different strengths. Maybe a higher strength would have worked better, but the higher strength that you go, the more damage it's doing to your hair. So it's a bit of a shame, because obviously I've bought these and they're big massive tubs, but my hair condition is more important than getting my money's worth. So I'm literally just going to throw these out, because it's not worth damaging my hair any more than it needs to be. These are being chucked out. I'm not using these, and I wouldn't recommend them, to be honest with you. I would instead go for something like the Garnier Nutrice, and as I said, it has no ammonia, but it seems to give me the closest to white appearance. Just to give you a wee close up on how my hair is now, I've had the bleach on for about 10 minutes, so as you can see, the roots have started to lift a little bit. I do look a little bit cray, but the easiest way is just to chuck all your hair on top of your head. The heat tends to make it work a bit quicker, but I would not recommend putting a hairdryer on your hair. I know it's easy to be tempted in order to speed up the process, but it is going to really damage your hair, so do not do that. I would simply just chuck it up like this and let it do its magic, and I would just keep a really close eye on it. And obviously when you're actually putting the bleach onto your hair, pay particular attention to wherever your parting is. I have quite a severe side parting, so just make sure you've covered all the roots there and it's blended in. So obviously it's slightly easier for me because I'm just topping up the roots, but if you're starting from scratch, don't be alarmed at the shades that your hair can go before it reaches a more yellowy blondie shade. Where my hair was previously a brown colour, which I thought was my natural shade, underneath was still some red residue left. When I was bleaching that, it turned from a dark brown black shade to lighter brown, and then it went bright red, orange, yellow. About 15 to 20 minutes now, so I'll just show you a wee close up of what my hair actually looks like. As you can see, where it was lilac, it's now lifted to a sort of bluey green shade, and my roots have gone quite yellow, but to be honest, it's quite a good light yellow, so hopefully it'll lift quite well. So I'll check back in later. So this is the final result after bleaching and toning my hair. I thought I would just check in with you and show you what it looked like. I'll insert a photograph of what my hair was like after I just bleached it, and as I'm sure you can see, it's quite yellow still, but not as yellow as other bleaches that I've used. And after that, I basically just applied the new Colour Freedom Silver Blonde Ultra Vibrant Non-Permanent Hair Colour, and this has shea butter and argan oil. And as I'd said in a previous video, I used to use this toner, the Jerome Russell, and I didn't find that it did anything for my hair. So I thought I'd give you a wee first impressions of the Colour Freedom, and I am so impressed. It did take the whole bottle. And I didn't think it was going to do too much, because usually when I use a toner, it's a bright purple colour, which helps to neutralise the yellow tone. This is quite a light lilac-y shade, so I didn't think that it was going to lift my hair as much as it did. And first impressions are amazing. I am so impressed by this. I've tried loads of different toners. I've tried silver shampoo to try and neutralise the yellow tones of my roots, and honestly, the combination of the Garnier Nutrice bleach that I've used and this are the best combination that I've found in the whole year that I have been bleaching and toning my hair. I think this recommends to leave it on for 15 to 30 minutes. I ended up leaving it on for an hour just to get maximum lift, and I'm so impressed with the end result. Usually I'm still left with like a yellow halo sort of around here where I dyed the roots. To be honest, I cannot get over how well it's lifted. Obviously I haven't put the colour in my hair yet, so this is basically just the base, but obviously the lighter that you start off with your hair, the easier it is to colour it. And I have to say, I have never been so impressed with the product before. I wish I had got this a year ago when I first started, but I think it's just a new release. It smells lovely, it feels like it's conditioning your hair. My hair feels nice and soft. It doesn't feel, I'm sure it looks frizzy because I haven't straightened it, but it feels really, really soft and conditioned. I did use the whole bottle just for my roots because I wanted obviously maximum lift. And I actually think it's one of the most important stages in trying to get pastel hair. And if you don't have a nice light base, then it's not going to take to the colour as easily as it would do if it's nice and clear. So obviously everybody has different hair and will achieve a different sort of shade, but I can tell you from personal experience my hair has never been so lifted. Obviously there's still slight yellow tones in areas here, but the pastel colour should cover that, and even the roots that I haven't done in ages, like here, have lifted to a really, really lovely pure sort of colour. So the way that I've used this is obviously after I've used my bleach as per its instructions, I then wash my hair with a clarifying shampoo, and that helps to sort of open the pores up for the toner. I do not condition my hair after I bleach it if I'm going to tone it, and the reason for that is if you condition your hair after you bleach it, basically it closes all the pores and the toner doesn't absorb as easily into your hair. While my hair is towel dry, I put this through the roots and then left it on for an hour. As I said, it recommends half an hour, but I just left it on for a bit longer in the hope that it would lift it a bit better. And then once that's done, you just wash and rinse your hair as per usual. What I would usually do after I've toned it is put a heavy duty conditioner in my hair and leave it on overnight. And the one that I really like is the Osmo Intensive Deep Repair Mask. And this is obviously a massive bottle and it's just lovely. There's a really lovely smell to it. It's almost like vanilla ice cream or chewits, like tropical chewits or something, but it smells incredible and it really does deeply condition your hair. This is the final result after bleaching and toning my hair. If you want to see how I colour my hair to make it a pastel shade, check out my next video and I will talk you through that. If you enjoyed this video, I know it was a bit random, it's probably quite lengthy as well, but thanks very much for watching. Bye!